Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my home. So it is time to declutter my refrigerator. You all know that we've been working through my house decluttering every little area, and usually about every 6 months I film a refrigerator organization, reorganization, just kind of getting our refrigerator operating for what season our family's in. And I feel like that fluctuates and changes, and so about every 6 months is whenever I like to really reevaluate what's working in our refrigerator, what isn't, and just give it a good deep clean. So that is what we're gonna work on today. My refrigerator is not the most conveniently laid out. It's kind of just one big box, and it doesn't have a lot of drawers or handy areas for things. So I have to get a bit creative. So if your refrigerator is like that, then this might be kind of helpful for you as well. So to start out, obviously I am just taking everything out of the refrigerator. I am throwing old produce away that just isn't good anymore, vacuuming out crumbs, that way it's a little bit easier to wash up, and just checking dates on things, making sure that things are good and what's in there is going to be useful to us. I'm going to spray the inside of it with this Eco's all-purpose cleaner. It smells like parsley, so I felt like it was something that would smell good in the refrigerator. Sometimes whenever it smells a little bit too much like a cleaner in my refrigerator, it just seems kind of gross to put my food back in. So I just wanted it to smell like something refreshing and good. We have so many sauces and condiments, so I definitely like to keep the door space open for that. And thank goodness that this refrigerator does come apart pretty easily, so it's easy to pop everything out and just be able to take it to the sink to wash it up. So like I said, if you all have been around for a while, you have watched me organize this refrigerator multiple times. You've watched me organize refrigerators in previous homes, including my tiny house whenever I lived in that. And I think it's just something that we do have to keep up with. Priorities change, lunch schedules change, things change through life, and so having it running smoothly is definitely really important. If you all watch my main channel where I put a lot of meal preps up, then you know I do prep a lot of things and pop them into the freezer. I also do a lot of home canning. So I have a lot of things on the shelves that do not take up as much space in my refrigerator. So the main thing that I keep in my refrigerator is fruits, vegetables, some dairy, and some lunch meats, and then just to have space for meats that I pull out of the freezer to defrost and thaw out to be ready for the next meal prep. Also, as you're gonna see me putting things in the refrigerator, I had just recently shopped for a meal prep, so that's why there's a pretty good abundance of food that you're going to see in the refrigerator this day, because I was getting ready to prep up a bunch of meals and food. And to clean everything out, I'm just using a dish scrubber and some dish soap and some nice hot water. Hey friends, I wanted to pop on for just a minute and share with you today's video sponsor. If you are overpaying for your phone bill right now, then you need to meet Tello. Tello can help you cut your phone bill in half and save a lot of extra money, which we all could use right now. Tello's been around for 6 years and they're constantly upping their game. Tello is stronger than ever with 4G LTE and 5G nationwide solid coverage. They offer free hotspot and Wi-Fi calling with their plans. They also offer international calls to 60 plus countries with any plan. Super affordable and flexible phone plans, no contracts, no hidden fees, and no bulk buying. They have over 8,000 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. You can bring your own phone and keep your number. Tello's Unlimited Everything plan, which is the plan that I selected, is now 25% cheaper at $29 a month. You can also build your own plan and create a unique plan that works best for you. By building your own plan, you can mix and match data and minutes. They also give you an amazing human customer service that provides support 24/7. This is one of the reasons that Tello is rated so high on Trustpilot. With their family plans, you can have up to 10 lines per plan. So in a few simple steps, you can go on Tello.com, create your own plan, get your own SIM, pop it into your phone, and get using. Check out the link in the description box and head over to Tello.com to find out more and to find out the compatibility of your phone. Not only did I scrub the shelves that I could take out, but I also scrubbed the ceiling, roof of the refrigerator as well as the walls and the back, every area, because not only are you gonna get splashes and things in your refrigerator, but condensation also happens sometimes in the refrigerator. So that can be a mixture of bacteria and other things. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was scrubbed out really, really well. And now we have a nice clean slate to start off with. All right, so I know that I mentioned that I wanted to change a few things up that weren't working, but I do have something that I've been redoing and it's just been working and I love the flexibility of it. And that is using these drawer dividers inside of this massive drawer in the bottom of my refrigerator. If you've watched my other refrigerator organizations, then you have seen this before, but these are so inexpensive when you compare to the amount of organization and just space it allows in your refrigerator when you're able to kind of group things together. And I do like my refrigerator to look kind of appealing besides being tidy. So if I put everything in a color coordinated order, it just makes it more fun to cook. No, I wouldn't have to do this. Yes, this is very extra and not necessary, but it makes it look a bit more tidy and it's fun. So like I said, these drawer dividers bring a lot of flexibility. So if you have a watermelon or if you have something larger, you can just pop one or two of them out. And then if you have a lot of smaller things like what I'm putting in here today, you can put them back in and move them around, make them a little wider for like the bell peppers and things, make them a bit narrower for the things like the lemons. It just really helps you work with everything week by week. And I think that is something to keep in mind whenever you're organizing a refrigerator. So these containers are from a Amazon set that are very inexpensive. I will leave them linked below, as well as anything else I can link that's in this video. And these fit in the shelf right above that big drawer. They fit perfectly, and I love these. I use them all the time, and I always have things stashed in them. So one of them I am using for my meats that I got out of the freezer to thaw out to do my meals for this week, to prep some meals and things like that. It's a little bit more meat than we would normally eat in 1 week, in case you're wondering about that, but a lot of my meal preps are for freezer meals and things like that. And then one of the other bins I decided to put my husband's yogurts in that we use for his lunches, and the girls are really into cheese sticks as a snack, so I got a huge box of those from Walmart. And then the other larger bin I turned in to kind of a deli area, as well as blocks of cheese, because I do shred all of my cheese for my recipes, or at least most of the time, unless I'm in a big hurry. I love using glass pitchers in my refrigerator. I started this last year at some time, and they're just so convenient for so many things. I like putting my almond milk into them, and I do stock up on frozen orange juice pretty often, and I also can my own grape juice and apple juice, so having something to easily pour into a glass is really nice to have all of those things in the refrigerator. All right, so now we're gonna set up some snack stations. I did something a bit similar to this the last time I did an organizing video, and this fun little carrot decided to tag along. I thought it was funny. It looked a little bit like it was dancing or something. But I wanted to get some permanent jars for in my refrigerator, and I found these jars at a really good deal, and they have that great plastic seal that you see on the inside of the lid there. So there are certain vegetables that do better storing in water, carrots being one of them, celery being one of them, and cucumbers being one of them. And we eat a lot of celery and cucumbers in our house, and I know if I had it around and was able to store it for a full week and it not go bad, that we would be able to eat it a lot more often. So that's why I wanted to have jars that were permanently in the refrigerator for this specific purpose. So I thought these were fun since they were square, they looked a little bit different, and they were just a really great size for the size of carrot sticks or celery that I would want to cut up. And I did get 2 of these jars. So in the other jar, I went ahead and cut up some cucumbers. And this might seem a bit crazy, but I have 3 daughters and they can eat an entire cucumber like what I'm cutting up here in one day. So I cut up 2 of them for this jar. We'll see how many days they actually last in the refrigerator, but they eat these things like potato chips. They think they are delicious. Okay, so moving on to some different style container than what I've had before. So I wanted some containers that were easy flex spaces for berries, for things like green onions, a little bit more of a fragile vegetable or fruit that they would hold well. And these containers that you're gonna see me put these strawberries into are really neat because they take advantage of the depth of the refrigerator. And I love that, especially with the style refrigerator that I have. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to not get things buried in the back. So I felt like this style container would not take up as much width, but would take more depth and just take advantage of that space. I love my salad spinner for so much more than salad. In fact, I find myself washing berries and grapes in this more often than lettuce because a lot of lettuce comes pre-washed or multiple pre-washes. And so it just works really, really well. If I'm not in a hurry, I will put a little bit of white vinegar in this and fill it with water and just let it all soak. But this day I was just trying to knock out getting everything back into the refrigerator. So I just rinsed everything down really, really well and then spun it in the salad spinner. And per usual, I'll make sure that the salad spinner is linked below along with everything else. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, you're seeing me put store-bought eggs into these containers, but the reason that I actually have these containers is we do have chickens. We share them with my brother and sister-in-laws and brothers and sister-in-laws and my parents. So generally our own eggs are put into these containers, but I had grabbed some at the store just because of some recipes that I needed to have a bunch of eggs for, and I just didn't have time to go over to my mom's and collect more eggs this day. So something that we keep around as a treat is seltzers, and that's just because we don't do a ton of sugar in our house besides some sweet home baked goods and things like that. So that's something that I will buy as a treat and keep on hand, and the girls think that they're great. They love them. And if you all watch my main channel and watch a lot of my meal preps, I really talk a lot about trying to keep things in a good budget, saving money on groceries and things like that. So whenever I find a good deal, I buy a lot of it, especially if it's something that the expiration date is 6 months to a year away. that kind of thing. So at one point I got a really good deal on cream cheese, and that's why I have a lot of it right now. I could put some of it into the freezer, but it's still within date, and so we've just been steadily using it out of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
All right, I'm really happy with how this all turned out. I am curious to see how I can maintain it. I do have a good bit of wiggle room. There's a lot back there that could hold leftovers and things like that, because that's a question I often get whenever I organize in my refrigerator. And I love this system. This holds out so well for us, and because everything is in the drawer and you can adjust things here, it just keeps things fresh and divided and really works out good for our fruits and veggies. Of course, deli meats, yogurt, all of that. These are gonna be great. I actually will probably end up putting celery in here when this is all gone. I just had a bunch of carrots on hand, but I like to eat celery a lot. So that's something I probably will keep along with the cucumbers stocked really well in here. And I need to stir this again, but I keep that stocked in our freezer downstairs, the orange juice. And up here, I decided to change out my Lazy Susan I had in here. If you guys remember 6 months ago when I did the last organizing in here, I did a Lazy Susan and it's just been kind of in the way. So I'm gonna try these kind of flex bins, and I love how they're clear. We can see what's in them. Right now I've got ginger back there and some fresh herbs, and this is just stuff for my husband's lunch, and then a few things that we don't use quite as often. And then of course our seltzers, we love those and drink those all the time. These containers here are also new and I really like them. I like how they're not too big, not too small. They're just perfect for things like this. And they also are clear so that I can see how much is in there, see if it's still good, that kind of stuff, and my produce isn't getting buried in the back of the refrigerator. So I am really thrilled with this, and the girls were in here getting some cheese sticks. But I hope this inspired you. And of course, this is the door. This rotates so often, and I feel like I don't go through it nearly enough and get rid of things that are simply old or whatnot. But it is a place that we use a lot because we are a saucy household. Plus with cooking a lot of things from scratch, we really do use a lot of different ingredients. So if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I hope that this gave you ideas for your refrigerator. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part was. Give this video a like, and I will see you all in my next video.